I know it's been a while, but ever since I've been gone, Bryce has been balling. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I haven't really done one of these videos in a little bit. I was on vacation for Thanksgiving break for me. And so I also decided I was going to wait until this next game to really talk about the other games. And it's this theme of, yes, we've been losing, but we've been losing close, and Bryce has been playing well. So I figured it's better just to talk about all these three games in one video. So I'll start off with the Chiefs, Bucks, then go with the Eagles. Um, Obviously, like I said before, Bryce has been playing well. Showed off in the Chiefs game. Yes, our defense ultimately failed us in that game. Bryce put up enough points, but ultimately the Chiefs, with Patrick Holmes having that long scramble up to the sideline, led to us losing. But if we start looking at how the game actually went, you have Chuba doing really well in the Chiefs game. You have Bryce obviously doing really well in the Chiefs game. It was just showing like putting Bryce on the bench, getting his confidence back, showed a little bit in the Broncos game, and then it came to fruition even more in the Chiefs game. And it's something that like we were hoping for, and it was in front of the fans as well. It was a great culmination of we almost went toe we went toe to toe with the basically the number one team as far as record wise in the NFL at that point, and we almost won, and we could have won. And Bryce just absolutely up like dicing up the top five defense of the Chiefs. That yes, there are certain issues with the Chiefs defense. Obviously, their defensive line outside of Chris Jones has some problems getting pass rush, and we have a really good offensive line that I was really concerned about going up against Chris Jones, and they did pretty good job as far as like handling him. Robert Hunt, I'm so glad with the Robert Hunt and Damon Lewis signings. They've been a revelation for offensive line, getting consistent play, and they did a really good job. And so like I'm commendable for all these teams, all the teams we played. Our offensive line did played well. Like there might have been some hiccups, especially against the Eagles, but the Eagles have an amazing front four that I can give them a little bit of credit. Like yes, there's some pressure, but overall still opened up lanes. So that's the kind of thing so I was going to go in. Not only is Bryce playing well, but the offensive line, even though we're going to the meat of like, okay, we're going against better defenses that we have to have with Bryce, we're doing well, and that's what I wanted to see. So obviously, we lost the Chiefs game, then go to the Bucks game, also lose on a walk off field goal, goes into overtime. In this game, obviously, there's gonna be some people who point to Chuba, but that like he doesn't have a fumbling problem, so like it's one of those kind of things that it sucks that it happened. Obviously, in overtime, he fumbles, but overall, Chuba has been basically the lifeblood of this team. Like he's been the one consistent thing. He just hit 1,000 yards in the Eagles game, and so like I can give him a break for it. Yes, in the game he didn't do the best, but I'm okay with it because I know deep down, like you could see after that game he was sitting on the sideline by himself, kind of like taking it in, and he was as if to be like, "This is not going to happen to me again." And it showed. It showed in this game. He came out. He did really well. Had 90 something yards and had a couple of good receptions. Um, like I said, he probably won't get a Pro Bowl because there are a lot of good NFC running backs. I mean, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, um, Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams, like all those technically have more rushing yards than he does, and more than likely he's not going to get Pro Bowl. But in my opinion, he should at least be an alternate. Like he has done an amazing job. I love the fact that he was able to get paid, and it's really showing. Another thing too, like I said, sorry about the bad mic quality. I found out in the last video that my mic wasn't working anymore, so that's why I'm waiting for my mics to come in, and then it'll be better quality. But overall, Baker Mayfield's kind of the same exact thing. He had a long scamper that down the sideline that set him up in field goal range. That's how they had the walk off field goal again. So in back to back games, Bryce is doing well. He's having these amazing throws. Had that amazing throw to Adam Thielen. Also had that amazing throw that was not counted as a touchdown, which is also frustrating as well. But that's here or there. But Adam Thielen is another person that I have to mention because it goes into this Eagles game where I'm so glad that he was able to come back. I'm so glad that he's here because not only is he a veteran presence, not only he and also David Moore who comes in, especially in the Chiefs game, they have been reliable targets for Bryce that some of our other wide receivers haven't been, unfortunately. Um, he's able to get. We'll talk about a little more with it. We'll go over the Eagles game. He has shown so much improvement with his route running from when he was coming out of college till now. It's just his hands, and I feel like he can work on that. So that's why I'm not like too terribly concerned. But I know that he can do better, and that's why I'm not going to label him as a bust. There are some Panthers fans who label him bust. I'm not going to do that. That's a dumb way to think because he's only a rookie, and it can be fixable. That's the reason I'm not really concerned. But he had a couple of drops in this game, and then especially in the Eagles game, we'll talk about. But Adam Thielen's being a very reliable. He's not flashy or anything like that. Like he's basically just someone who can get open. That's what Bryce needs, and it shows that like when Bryce is able to play as himself, like what Bama Bryce is, like that's what I wanted to see when he came into the league. He had struggles his rookie year, but now he's getting back to that. He's getting back to that form, and Thielen is the perfect wide receiver for that. So that's why I'm very happy that Adam Thielen is there. But yeah, so we lose the Bucks game, which is devastating because that's a divisional game that could have given us a chance to even win the division. But you know what? You move on. It's another moral victory. Then you go to the Eagles game, and going in, I fully expected. I was like, Saquon's gonna rush all over us, and we're probably gonna get blown out. But you know what? Hey, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. If you watch the Gridiron Gurus video, which when it eventually will come up, I really didn't have that much faith in our defense. And yeah, Saquon played pretty well against us, but the fact that our defense was able to get 4 sacks, which is crazy to think about on the Eagles' offensive line. Um, some of it has to do with play calling for the Eagles, but like also limiting Jalen Hurts to not that much passing yards, and also the fact that like their first quarter woes continued. We're a bad defense, and we were able to still do that. Like I know some of it has to do with play calling on the offensive side of the Eagles, but like it's still a commendable thing for the Panthers to still keep them out of the end zone, keep them out of field goal range in the first quarter, and then like going into the second quarter, that's when they ended up scoring 14 points. The one mistake that Bryce made was obviously over that overthrow to CJGJ, who picked it off, trying to float it over to Adam Thielen. Unfortunately, overthrew, and it set up really good field position for the Eagles to score to go into the second half of the lead. That one really hurt. Obviously, when we lose by 6, but it's okay because at the end of the day, the overall game Bryce played well. So like it's a mistake. Obviously, don't want to make those make those mistakes and those come back to bite us. But at the end of the day, I still feel confident in his game because we were able to drive down. It was pinned all the way to at the 2-yard line, and we were able to drive down to the 40, and it was a beautiful pass that Xavier Legette did have to kind of stretch out for. I'll give him some credit, but it hit him in the hands, and he had it. But as he rolled, it popped out of his hands, touched the ground, and then there are some people who are saying that if Jalen Coker was in that situation, Jalen Coker would have caught it. They might be right. I feel like Jalen Coker has shown that he might be the number 2, with Adam Thielen being the number 1, which is kind of hard for me to really, because I really wanted to believe in Xavier Legette. I think he can, but with Tommy Tremble having to take over for Jatavius Sanders because he got hurt in the Chiefs game, and with Jalen Coker being hurt, we needed Xavier Legette to step up, and unfortunately he couldn't. He had a nice catch and run, and to get us out of the third and I can't remember what it was. I think it was like third and like 10 or what was it? Back to the 2-yard line, getting us over to 30. So that's good. There's still some good things about Xavier Legette's game, even though he had crucial drops that I I'm hoping for more, but I'm okay with the bumps and bruises now. If he can take that, push to the side, and then show in this next upcoming game against the Cowboys, if he can show out and be like, hey, you know what? I've had a really bad game, but I can bounce back. That's what I'm hoping for. Because at the end of the day, I talked about this before, that this season has pretty much gone down to evaluation. Obviously, now we can see that definitely don't need a quarterback, which I said that before. And I'm glad this finally came to fruition, that like literally Bryce has shown like, no, I'm literally that guy. Don't try to move on from me after 2 seasons when you traded so much for me. That was the wildest thing to me. People were like, oh, we should get Cam Ward. No. There are some people who are saying that we should get another weapon. Preferably some people are saying Tet from Arizona. I'm not on that bandwagon yet. I really don't want to invest another high pick in a wide receiver that, oh, he's going to be this. I think Tet's going to be really good, but that's also possibility might not. And I'm not going to invest another high pick in a wide receiver in a single group. That would be 3 of the last 5 top picks that we've had in the draft be a wide receiver. I'm just saying that's not a, and we got rid of the other one. We got rid of Jonathan Mingo. That's not a good allocation of resources. So I've been solely on the defensive line hype train, as far as like Mason Grimm would be amazing for us. I'm not yelling at Abdul Carter because I know everyone's trying to compare him to Micah Parsons, but I can't get on that yet. I still have to do a little more film watching of him, because I think that people just look at, he wears the same number, same exact body type, went to the same place. He's Micah Parsons. And if you watch some of my streams, you know how I kind of feel about Micah Parsons. So, but overall, yes, we went 0-3, but we've seen the connection between Adam Thielen and Bryce Young grow even more. Jatavius Sanders, when he was playing, and then unfortunately got hurt against the Chiefs, he was doing really well. Like, there are pieces that have shown that we're moving in the right direction. We need some help, obviously. This upcoming draft is going to be one of our most important ones, because it's going to set us up if we can actually have depth. Because so far, I like the young rookies, as far as like, especially on defense, because even if they're not yet stars, or they still have a role. Jaden Crumby finally got his first play. Like, he got in. Josh Smith-Wade got himself an interceptions in the Bucks game. And then when J.C. Horn came down, he had to go against A.J. Brown, which is a difficult task for him. And I'm okay with him struggling a little bit, because he's getting himself playing time. He's going to have to play some of those positions. He's not going to just be a nickel. He has to play some things that he might be a little uncomfortable with. So I'm okay with that. I feel very confident with where the Panthers are going. I feel like there's going to be some Panthers fans that are going to be hoping for an all-in push this offseason. We don't have the money for that. So please hold your horses. Let Dan do his thing. Let Dan build the team as he sees fit. And don't be upset if he doesn't take Tet. If he takes Tet, I'm okay with it, but don't be upset if he doesn't. Because you're hoping that Xavier Legette transitions and becomes a really good player. Jalen Coker, you can feel a little more, you can feel more confident in him. Adam Thielen, is he older? Yes, but he's still doing well. And David Moore also has done well with Bryce, because both of them fit how he plays. So I want Panthers fans to be patient, trust the process in that way. But things are looking well, and though we are probably not going to have anything special happen the rest of the season, unless we can upset the Falcons and take them away from the playoffs, that'll be hilarious. But we can also look forward to seeing how Bryce develops even more as the season progresses and into next year. Thank you so much for watching. I've been behind on the videos, like the basement videos, transitioning into the pin-offs videos, but I'll have that coming out sometime this week. This is finals weeks for me, so also we try to make sure I focus on finals and papers and stuff like that, but also make sure that my story does a good transition into the upcoming weeks. I'm I'm really proud of the stories that I've already told and the scripts that I've already written that I haven't yet put into action in this upcoming video. So look forward for that. Gonna move a little bit of a long one. And thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry for the mic quality because I don't have a mic right now. I'm just speaking to my phone. But I should get the mics soon, sometime within the next couple of days. So thanks so much. See you in the next one.